Good afternoon. I'm Division Chief Craig Nelson, and I have the honor of working with the Training Division of the Fargo Fire Department. I'd like to welcome you to the Summer 2022 Joint Fargo and West Fargo Recruit Academy graduation. The Joint Fire Academy is a rigorous program that includes weekly quizzes, weekly performance evaluations, daily practice and repetition of skills, final written and practical exams for Firefighter 1 certification. The individuals here today have successfully navigated this program. Congratulations. Our ceremony today will give you an opportunity to hear from some of the leaders of our communities, and you will see the support that they give us, which is greatly appreciated. He'll give you an idea of what these individuals have been through, and it will give you a chance to share in their accomplishments. It is now my honor to introduce a video message from our Fargo Fire Chief, Steve Dirksen.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the ceremony today. My name is Steve Dirksen, and I have the great honor of serving as the Fire Chief for the City of Fargo. I would like to thank Mayor Mahoney, Commission President Dardis, the Commissions of Fargo and West Fargo, Interim City Administrator Mike Redlinger, and City Administrator Tina Fisk for their support of this 4th Joint Fire Academy between the Fargo and West Fargo Fire Departments. I apologize for not being present to celebrate your accomplishments today. But after we developed the schedule for this academy, I realized that I had a conflict. This ceremony was scheduled over the same weekend as my nephew's wedding that is taking place in Nebraska. Today, you are taking a very big step as you receive your badges and shields. As you graduate today, you will officially be entering one of the most fulfilling, but also one of the most hazardous occupations in this country. 10 weeks ago, you showed up at the academy not knowing each other and with limited knowledge about what it takes to be a firefighter. Over the course of those 10 weeks, you learned to help and rely on each other to learn and accomplish various tasks. Next week, you will start working on shift with your assigned crews, and you will come to rely on and learn from those folks as well. You will be referred to as brothers and sisters. You will be expected to perform as a team and accomplish various tasks together. You will watch out for each other and take care of one another. You have all learned the basic principles and tasks to be probationary firefighters. Next week, you will get to put those into practice in our cities. Your learning has not ended with the end of the academy. You are just entering a new phase of learning. It is now your time to be a career learner and work to perfect the craft of firefighting. Every day in the firehouse needs to be a learning day. Set a goal to learn something new each day. Each and every day, you get to choose your attitude. It is my hope that your attitude will be to serve your community, your fellow firefighters, and yourself to the best of your ability. Take every opportunity that you have to listen and learn from those around you and to those who came before you. Be open to being mentored when presented with new ideas. The Fargo Fire Department determined its core values about 8 years ago. These values are professionalism, responsibility, integrity, dependability, and empathy. If you adhere to these values and other common sense traits you will learn along the way, it is my belief that you will earn trust, respect, and admiration from your peers, your family, and the communities you serve. I encourage you to be passionate about this career. If there's one thing I can guarantee, is that things will change over your career. The processes and steps you have learned over the past 10 weeks will be perfected and improved upon. Maybe one of you will help develop a better way to do something than we are currently doing it today. When changes come, embrace the change and learn, adapt, and be the best. Your equipment will continue to improve. Learn how to use it to its fullest potential to ensure safety of yourself and your fellow firefighters. Do not let others dissuade you from perfecting your craft. Keep learning and serving the community that is depending on you. John Eversole was a district chief for the Chicago Fire Department and served his community for over 30 years. A quote he made several years ago has always stuck with me. He said, "Our department takes 1,120 calls every day. Do you know how many of those calls the public expects perfection on? 1,120. Nobody calls the fire department and says, "Send me 2 bumbling," he used a different word, firemen in a pickup truck. In 3 minutes, they want 5 brain surgeon decathlon champions to become and solve all their problems. I have no expectations that you will become brain surgeons or decathlon champions overnight, but I do expect that you learn and stay physically ready to answer the call when the community, whom you will soon swear to protect, needs your assistance. So Jeremy, Chase, Matt, Brendan, and Erica, congratulations as you start this phase of your career as professional firefighters. I am confident you will do well and you will provide outstanding service to your communities. I want to leave you with a quote from President John F. Kennedy. He said, "A life of significance is about serving those who need your gifts, your leadership, and your purpose." Congratulations.
I'd now like to introduce Fargo City Commissioner John Strand.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's just an absolute pleasure and an honor to be keeping this good company today. I've grown up with some firemen in my family up in the Cavalier Air Force Base my whole life, so I know what it's like in your life and your family to have the dedication that you all have. My nephew's even a fire chief up in Mountain, North Dakota, so I'm sure he's proud of my role today in welcoming you to our city. So again, I'm representing the mayor today. I'm John Strand. I'd like to begin with offering a congratulations to our Metro's five newest firefighters. And I believe Matt is joining us virtually, so we see 4 and another online. The 5 of you have successfully completed a difficult and comprehensive 10-week training course. You've faced many challenges, both mentally and physically, over the course of the last several months. You've committed to memory the proper techniques to safely and effectively serve as a guardian to our community. You've hauled many hours of heavy hoses, practiced the extraction techniques, and perfected your ladder technique, all while donning your turnout gear. It's a challenge that speaks volumes to your character. You never gave up. You persisted and succeeded at something that many never dare to even try. For Chase, one of our Fargo graduates, serving the community is nothing new. After spending 5 years working for Sanford Ambulance and meeting his wife in the ER, Chase has decided to continue to give back to our community by joining Team Fargo as a firefighter. Another Fargo graduate, Jeremy, is equally impressive. Prior to joining our academy, I understand Jeremy was a part-time firefighter in Bemidji, which inspired him to make this full-time career choice. It's often said about our public safety professionals that most people's interactions with you will be on one of the worst days of their lives. Fargo graduate Matt, who's virtual with us today, a former engineer at Bobcat, is excited for the opportunity to make someone's bad days better. Our community is lucky to have people like Matt serving us. And Fargo's graduate Brendan, who happens to be a current real estate agent, joins our community after growing up in Chicago. After being involved in a violent incident and having had his life saved by an off-duty firefighter and an EMT, Brendan realized the impact of being a public safety professional can have on people. Each of you has a very different reason for your call to serve, and it's important to always remember those reasons. Don't forget that with service comes compassion. Wear your numbers proudly and honor those who have served before you with your actions. You have the support of this city and of our community, and we have the utmost trust in you. One of the greatest assets we have in our fire department are our incredible training captains. It's clear that Captain Wiley and Captain Tankelfritz and West Fargo Captain Berg are talented and dedicated to ensuring recruits are well prepared and put in a position to succeed. Thank you to all three of you and to the rest of the team and to the rest of the fire team for your dedication and passion for protecting this community. Finally, I want to thank Chief Dirksen and Chief Fuller for your vision and collaborative spirit and continuing this joint academy. Embracing your neighboring department saves resources, time, and ensures your teams can work collaboratively in mutual aid events. Again, I offer one more congratulations to our 5 new firefighters. You put in the work, you did it for the right reasons, and you earned it. Great job.
I'd now like to introduce West Fargo Fire Chief Dan Fuller.
Good afternoon. My name is Dan Fuller. I'm the fire chief of the city of West Fargo. I'd like to start out by thanking Chief Dirksen and the entire leadership team and the training team from the Fargo Fire Department for this outstanding partnership that we've had now for 4 consecutive joint academies, with the 5th would be starting, what, exactly 30 days from today, boys? Yeah. So we're really doing it here, and I know that we're the envy of most fire departments, if not all of them in the region between Minnesota and North Dakota. We're really putting the work in and making it happen here. Thank you to Mayor Mahoney, Commission President Dardis, to Commissioner Strand for speaking today, and for both the Fargo and West Fargo City Commissions for their continued support in the mission of both fire departments, which is to serve our community, increase the quality of life, and probably occasionally save a life as well, but we don't brag about that. And I'll talk about that later. Thanks to Training Chief Berg and Captain Zavadil for putting in the hours training not only the recruits, but also making sure that our regular department training runs every day through consecutive joint academies. It really is probably way more work than Matt thought he was going to take on when he left Devil's Lake to come here, but I'm glad he's doing it. So, and to the recruits, congratulations and welcome to the best job in the world. And I'll tell you right now, there's not one person in here wearing a badge that's going to tell you that this is the worst job in the world. They're going to say there's ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys, and that's true with any job. Unfortunately, the peaks and valleys with our job are pretty high and pretty low sometimes. You're going to go from having very good days to having to be there for the worst day of someone's life, and sometimes that's very tough to deal with. And none of us are Iron Men, none of us are Supermen or Superwomen. We know we're human and fallible, mortal humans who have feelings, and it matters. It really does. So if you're having a bad time, reach out. We have great peer support across both departments, and if you need help, you better ask for it. Don't pull a Dan Fuller and put it in the basement for 24 years and think that you're going to be okay, because it never works that way, okay? Ask for the help if you need it. To the families and friends of our firefighters who are here today, thank you for your support. You know, Chief Dirksen and I, we both started in volunteer fire departments, and we know that the real backbone of the fire department is the families that support the firefighters that come in. And, you know, we always go through that whole, talk during moments like this about missed meals, missed birthdays, missed vacations, missed holidays when something happens. Now it's amplified because it's going to be every 3rd day you're going to be gone, and your family is going to have to continue on with daycare, preschool, school, dinners, all sorts of stuff is going to happen when you're not there. And it's going to be tough sometimes to deal with that, but you'll get through it. Again, those are sometimes the lows. But we could talk about the highs. Our organizations have been around for a collective 229 years. It's 147 for Fargo and 82 for West Fargo. These organizations were here well before any of us became members of them. They're going to be here long after we're gone. So make sure that you leave our organizations better than you found them for the next generation. That's extremely important. Do not do anything to tarnish our reputations, but everything to advance the health and the safety of our departments and our careers. Take care of yourselves. Remember that a few times in your career, you are going to be asked to put your life ahead of a stranger, and that's part of the job and that's part of the oath. And when you do so, after that fact, after you've had that happen, don't brag about it. Remember that everyone else in the room who wears a badge either has done that or will do that, and definitely is expected to do that. So don't brag about it. Just know that you are part of the bond that we all share working in public safety. So I truly hope that you enjoy your career as much as I have in the last 24 years. And congratulations. I'll see you all at the big one. With that, I will introduce Commission President Bernie Dardis from the City of West Fargo.
Good afternoon. To the graduates, congratulations. We're all very proud of you. We're grateful for your public service. To the families, as an elected official, along with Commissioner Strand and, of course, Mayor Mahoney, our responsibility to these young men and women is to provide them with the very best that we can to keep them safe, whether it's a fire truck, new equipment, facilities to train in, and all those types of things. And I wanted to assure you that that's one of the commitments that elected officials in this community, and when I say community, I mean our communities, are committed to. The men and women that are firefighters within our communities face a really tough job. We have an ever-growing community with new streets and new addresses, and we have to keep them attuned to GIS equipment and all those types of things so they can get there in a very quick response team. And so that's an honor and privilege that an elected official has. To all the firefighters in here, all of the firefighters, whether you're a 10 or 20-year veteran or you're just about to start your job, thank you. Thank you for what you do for protecting our communities. That is so vitally important in so many ways. I have heard Chief Fuller say many times, you're going to show up on that person's possible worst day of their life, and you're gonna make it better for them. And so we're very grateful for that. A very long time ago, I wore a firefighter's badge for a volunteer fire department in western North Dakota. And I still have that badge, and I'm still proud. And I was on the ambulance crew. So I understand some of the things that you're going to deal with. And, you've got great people surrounding you. Share with those experiences, how it affects you, the command staff that we have in the city of West Fargo and the city of Fargo. I know Chief Dirksen very well. I've come to love our firefighters that we have and our command staff, and I know how dedicated they are, that they will do everything that they can, everything that they possibly can to make sure that your loved ones come home safe every day. And that's our commitment to you. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to all of the families that are here today that are supporting these people and what they want to do for their vocation. We're all very proud of them. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Next up, we'll get to hear a few words from the training staff that worked with the recruits the last 10 weeks. I'd like to introduce Captain Adam Kankelfritz and Training Chief Matt Berg.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us and sharing in the accomplishments of these fine firefighters here. Along with Captain Ben Willey, Brett Petzinger, and Training Chief Matt Berg, I had a great honor of helping instruct this fine group for the last 10 weeks. We covered a lot of material, from CPR to knot tying to my favorite, the live fire evolutions. And every day, they came with this enthusiasm that was infectious. Everybody has coworkers at their job. In the fire service, we have brothers and sisters. That's because working these 24-hour shifts and the physical and mentally stressful environments that we do, you become a family. And that's what this group had all through Academy. They competed and pushed each other on a daily basis, not only to better each other themselves, but each other as well. They would help mentor each other on skills on the training ground, share past experiences from previous jobs, as well as hang out, have a dinner after work weekly, which is pretty cool, I thought. It was an absolute pleasure to watch them grow as a group. A day didn't go by without some sort of excitement or comedy. They got along so well, actually. A few times I had to remind them to get along a little quieter. But the fun they had was truly a joy to watch, and it made coming to work for us training staff really enjoyable. I would like to thank the family and friends that are here and watching. Thank you for trusting them to us, and I hope you're as proud of their accomplishments as we are. Now to the recruits. There's a saying in the fire service, the day you think you've learned everything and you know everything in your job is probably the day you should retire. So I issue this challenge. Come to the job every day as a student of your craft, eager to learn everything you can, and work hard to do your best, not only for yourselves, but your family, your crew, your shift, your department, as well as the community you serve. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing how far you guys go.
Commissioners, mayors, chiefs, and families, thank you for taking part in this graduation ceremony today. This is our first summer academy, held all in the summer. Other ones have been kind of touching in the spring or touching in the fall. It was hot, and there were some long days on the concrete. So what is the academy? Consisted of 111 job performance requirements that we needed to focus on so the recruits could take their Firefighter 1 test with the North Dakota Firefighters Association. That's everything from putting bunker gear on quickly and correctly to entering or burning a building, extinguishing a fire, and searching for victims. The academy focuses on creating a foundation, both in their skills, their fire skills, and their brother and their sisterhood for the fire service. They learn to rely on each other. They learn that in some situations, you need a big person. They learned in other situations, you need a little person. But when each crew pulls their weight, a good crew is formed. They will take these lessons learned in the start of their careers in the next week and build on those foundations that the academy gave them. Instructing these 5 recruits was fun. They listened, they worked, they had fun. And when you work that hard and still enjoy your job, you know you picked the right career. Train hard, never lose the love for the job. Congratulations.
All right, next up, we've got a video that should give you a little taste of what they've been up to the last 10 weeks.
We see this as just a great opportunity for our departments to work together at the beginning of your careers so that you start to know people from the other departments as well, so that we see in the future a lot more seamless work between our 2 departments.
During this time, everyone's looking at you. It's really about your character right now because you've proven that you're smart enough because you passed the test, right? You know, we hire on character. We hire for people we know are going to take the torch and pass it. It's been given to us from people that worked in these departments before us, this public trust, right?
Because your learning starts today and it ends when you retire. It never ends in between. So every day is absolutely a learning day, and treat every day like that.
It's a lot of practice that I hadn't had before as much. In my volunteer experience, we had to put it on, but it's different with being at the station all the time. You have a lot tighter time to get your gear on and get on the truck.
It was an experience, to say the least. Donning that level A suit and being hosed down and starting the decon line from start to finish, it's an experience. You know, you can read about it in the textbook and think you have a pretty good understanding about it, and then you actually see it and experience it, and it just takes it to a whole new level. So it was unlike anything I kind of experienced before, but definitely invaluable.
I think my biggest growth has been throwing ladders, working with that primarily, because in previous experience we just didn't do much of it. So the amount of time spent on ladders on the training grounds has been awesome in order to get that muscle memory and be good at it.
That entire process boils down to a handful of things, I think, and communication with your teammate is most important. Just knowing where he or she is at all times in the room and being able to kind of spread out but still stay together at the same time. You know, but zero visibility, that's a game changer. You're using more other senses than you do on a regular basis, like your hearing or your feel. The more practice that we've done with it, the better we've gotten from it. You know, I think we have the fundamentals down, and I think the captains did a great job of teaching those fundamentals and drilling them into us, and I think we just need to continue to learn on that.
It's very hands-on. It's a lot of fun just tearing vehicles apart. It's not something you get to do every day. It was pretty cool to learn just how, you know, one little dent in a car can really affect how you take a door off of a vehicle.
On hose pull days, we were pulling hose for 8 hours a day. So it's a lot of practice of pulling the hose, reloading it, getting it back on the truck, pulling it again. So which is nice because when you're at a fire, you just want to be able to pull the hose and be good to go. If you don't pull it enough, it can be sloppy and not getting into the door as fast as you need to be able to get there. So it's been nice having a lot of practice and repetition of making sure we're able to do it cleanly and professionally.
Live burns have been incredible. Live burn #1 especially has been probably the biggest teaching moment for me. You know, seeing the different phases of fire growth and the different examples of flashover or rollover, things that could put a firefighter in extreme danger. You can read about it in a textbook or, you know, kind of have an understanding about it until you actually see it, feel it, and experience it. I mean, it was the most incredible training I've ever experienced.
It's certainly not just putting water on fire, so it's been fun to learn it, see it, do it, and then obviously with the live burns be able to apply it. So it's been a good learning experience. Being in all the different spots, it certainly makes you appreciate what the other person is doing. Everybody wants to be on the nozzle, but obviously the grunt work still has to be done too, so being on all sides of it is certainly really good to become better at what you do.
Kind of just the science behind firefighting. It's, you know, a lot of people just think you kick the door down, you go put some water on the fire, and then you know, you're a hero and save the day. But that kind of science and just like the different flow paths and just how fire just reacts differently. Yeah, so between West Fargo and Fargo, we have a lot of cool, you know, training facilities, as well as we get to use the real, you know, on the street trucks and get to use all of their equipment between us and West Fargo. It's been really, you know, a lot of this is hands-on work, and being able to do the hands-on practices, you know, that's the best way to learn, and we have great facilities to do it, and, you know, really good tools, and seeing how West Fargo's tools might be different than ours. Should we have to go help them, we get a kind of good idea on how their stuff works, and, you know, kind of vice versa on, you know, if they need to come help us, so.
It's been good. They definitely are very similar but very different departments. I mean, West Fargo does a few things different than Fargo does. It's been nice to see, you know, kind of what works best, because we both do things different. So there are some things where I feel like Fargo does it a little bit easier or quicker, and then where West Fargo, sometimes I feel like, we do different things that are easier and quicker. So it's been cool seeing how we're different, but yet so similar at the same time.
They've really let us in and taught us a bunch of things on their facilities training. So they've been kind enough to let us be involved in that, but more importantly, they've been outstanding to answer any questions. They've been super helpful. Any and all experience that they've had, they've been more than willing to share. So it's been good.
It's kind of cool seeing, everyone has their own different missions at the end of the day, but we all just intertwined, seeing how each other works, and, we kind of rely on other departments, and kind of seeing how they work is, sometimes you don't always see it, but kind of doing those like ride-alongs with PD or with the ambulance, you can really see that we all have the same kind of mission at the end, just different ways of going about it, helping people, and it's been a pretty good experience kind of seeing it all kind of come together at the end.
I did a sit-along with the dispatch center, and I had always gotten dispatched to calls and stuff working as a paramedic, but it was really cool actually seeing like their side of things and how much they really do. You don't realize how much they really do, and then it was definitely sometimes even overwhelming just watching them and how much they multitask.
It's been really good. Right away, our group got along, became friends, so just having that out of the way, let alone the different experience levels. Having 2 medics in the class, they've taught us on EMS stuff and vice versa, so it's been really good.
Overall, it's been a great experience, and really glad I got the opportunity to work for the Fargo Fire Department and go through the academy.
It's been great. Like it's 10 weeks. When I first started, I was like, oh, this is going to be a long time, but it's gone by really quick. Met a lot of great people. I've had a lot of fun.
The guys have been fun. They're a fun group of guys to hang out with, and we constantly just give each other crap all the time, and I think there are times where we annoy each other, and then we're just right back to joking around and having fun. So I don't think I could have had a better group of guys to go through the academy with.
The entire experience has been awesome. That work hard, play hard attitude has been the epitome of our academy class, and seeing Captain Kankelfritz and some of the other training captains kind of jump in with us and joke, but when it's time to get serious, everybody has that game face. And I think it's a pretty good indicator of where our class has grown to and where we started, and I think we're all very comfortable with one another and looking forward to seeing each other on shift.
All right, let's meet our new firefighters. I'd like to call them up one at a time here. First up, we have Jeremy Holmberg, badge number 520, and he is going to be a B shifter for Fargo. Next up, Chase Johnson, badge number 521, is going to C shift. Matt Verkota is not unable to be here today. He was with us virtually, so he will take his oath virtually. Matt is badge number 522 and is going to be B shift. Brendan Farley, badge number 523, is going to C shift. And Erica Morgan for West Fargo, badge number 257, is going to A shift. All right, now I'd like to bring up the family members or friends that they've selected to do their badge pinning. For Jeremy Holmberg, his badge pinners will be his father Dave and his mother Bev. For Chase Johnson, his wife Charlene, and daughter Madeline. For Brendan Farley, his wife Nicole, and his kids Jackson, Lincoln, and Kennedy. I think that's the biggest group of badge pinners yet. And for Erica, her father Clayton, and maybe her nephew Garrett. Our new firefighters will now take the oath of office. For Fargo, the oath will be read by Division Chief Tim Benfit, and for West Fargo, Del Sprecher.
Hi, Matt. Fargo firefighters, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Matt Ricotta,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position of firefighter for the City of Fargo Fire Department. I will, to the best of my ability, work to reduce the rate of emergencies through public education and code enforcement, protect lives and property from fire and other emergencies, and respond to emergencies in a professional and courteous manner. So help me God. Congratulations.
West Fargo firefighter, please step forward. Raise your right hand. Very good. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will faithfully follow the orders of the fire chief and the orders of the officers appointed over me and the orders of the officer appointed over me. Very good. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
All right, that concludes the official ceremony. We have asked the new firefighters to remain up here so that anybody that would like to congratulate them can come up, and they're all in one spot. If we let them go, they're hard to catch. So a lot of times people want to congratulate all of them, so they'll remain up here if you want to come up and congratulate them. And then also for everyone else, we will have cake and coffee at our Fire Station 4 location. We'll have a truck out there if you want to get pictures and et cetera for the celebration. And lastly, I would also like to thank our communications team who helps us pull off this event, and Ryan Green from that team who helped put that video together. He obviously spends a lot of time with the recruits filming and editing all that. With that, congratulations.